The time is now 5:03, and I'd like to call this meeting of the Laverne Library Board to order. Today is January 13th, 2025. Our first order of business today is our board appointments, and as I am not your normal host this evening, I would like to open the floor to any nominations for a board chair.
I'll nominate Glenn back to chairman for rejoining the board.
I second.
Okay, with a motion to nominate Glenn and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. The ayes have it. Glenn, congratulations, and you can take it away.
All right. The next order of business is to appoint a library board vice chairman. And do we have any opening nominations?
Well, then I will nominate Leslie.
All right. I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We have Leslie. Congrats. All right. We'll go on into the minute.
I got so excited to chair the meeting that I skipped over approving the meeting minutes.
Well, we can go back and do that, right?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
We'll go back and we need to approve the minutes for the November 4th, 2024 regular meeting. You should have a copy of those in front of you. Have a motion to approve the minutes?
So move.
Second?
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The minutes are approved. We'll move into FYI and updates, and we'll start with, I'm glad we started with that one and get it out of the way early.
Absolutely.
The vandalism that we had on December 13th at the library. And do you want to go ahead and just talk about that?
I think you tend to know a little bit more about it. I'll just start, and then if you could fill in for
Okay.
me. So on December 13th, most of you have heard or have read about the vandalism and break-in that we had at the library. It started around 9 o'clock,
PM.
and yes, in the evening on that Friday night, and our visitors stayed with us until about 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Yep.
The most damage that was done was to the back door. A very large stone was thrown through the door, skidded across the floor, and hit our circulation desk. And I'm going to let Glenn, because Glenn pulled the footage for us, which we really appreciate, and we appreciate all the great cameras that we have in there. So Glenn, if you'll just fill us in with just highlights.
Yep, he came in that door. Well, he walked around the library for a little bit, just looking around, and then he broke the door at around 2 and came in, and then looked like he apparently went over into the gallery area and slept for a while, because he didn't show back up until probably about 1:30ish. And then he just roamed around the entire library, opening every drawer at every circulation desk. He tried to get into the back offices, but they were locked, and he didn't try to break anything. Luckily, he just went on his way. And then he went out the double doors to the lobby, and he tried to prop the door open. And little does he know that the stopper on that door is not good, and unless you wedge it in a certain area, that door will shut. And so he went to the bathroom, and the door shut, and it auto locks. So he locked himself out, which I thought was nice. And so he tried to get back in. He ended up going out the hallway, exit door, walking all the way back around the library, coming back in the back door, went and got his stuff, left through the front doors of the library, and then went over to the 7-Eleven to apparently try to steal candy bars. So pretty lucky that that's all that happened.
Yes.
He was in there a long time and could have done a lot of things. So, and as part of that too, we have a quote already for a burglar alarm at the library. We've talked with Donna about that. It's, I think it was about $5,000.
Yes.
It came in a lot cheaper than we expected. So we'll be moving forward with that just as soon as we get all the approvals and things like that done. So.
Thank
And-
you, Glenn.
And he was caught.
Yes, to my knowledge, he turned himself in, but they were very hot and heavy on him, and thankfully for all the public that put out the word and shared the post that the Laverne Police Department had put out. So he was in custody.
Wonderful.
So, and like Glenn said, there could have been a lot of damage. He could have even just gone through and knocked all the books off the shelves. Of course, any money that we have was locked up in the back offices, which I teasingly say that we're like Fort Knox, but I'm so thankful that we are, because at night there are certain doors inside that we do lock, and that worked out well. The new door is on and looks great, nice and clean.
Come and see that.
So that was great. The tiles, there wasn't a lot of damage to. So all in all, we were fortunate. The biggest damage that was done was that we had to cancel our Santa visit for that Saturday, because when he came through the door, burst the glass, he walked through the glass and then he walked all over the library. So we had glass everywhere. And so that's why we had to cancel, but we did reschedule. And like Glenn says, we do have Turner Security, who came out, gave us a good quote and a very good monthly amount, so it's not going to cost that much. Turner Security does our fire alarm system, so we feel very fortunate for them to come out and help us out in that way. And for 22 years, this is our first major thing, so I feel very fortunate for that.
Yep.
Okay?
All right. Let's see. You just want to go ahead and continue with
Sure.
the agenda there?
All the rest of this is our FYI for your information and some updates. Our Saturday, December the 14th. Nope, it was the next Saturday. The 21st, correct? That would be 7 days. We had Santa at the library. We had a story time to begin with. Thank you to Alderman Haas, who came out and joined us for our story time and for our visit with Santa, and helped us give out our goodie bags. We had approximately 244 in all. I think we had about 105 in our story time, and it was a lot of fun, and Santa was in rare form and had a very good time with the children. So it worked out wonderful. And also a big kudos to JJ from the fire department. He came out and his photography skills are amazing. Still have not got those pictures out on Facebook, so we're working on that.
And there was one other special guest.
Oh, yes. So we had the Grinch. The Grinch came, and of course, he is wonderful with the children. He did a great job with entertaining them, and it's kind of funny. A lot of children love the Grinch just as much as they love Santa. So that worked out good. And we also had an elf for story time, Danny, who did a great story. So we appreciate that. We have our book sale going on now. It started January the 2nd through February the 1st, or until we sell out. We still have quite a few great books that have been donated to the library. Books are very inexpensive, 50 cents for hardback, 25 cents for paperback, and all children books. So would love to have everyone come out and peruse our books. I apologize. The next thing I want to talk about is story times. We have been going back and forth with our story times since Miss Lorna has retired, and we do not have a youth services coordinator. So it's been a little bit difficult. On Mondays had been just our homeschool story times, and we would have various ages in there, so it was very tough to stick with like a specific science or math or something of this sort. So we have decided that we are merging the Monday and the Wednesday story times. Now Wednesdays was preschoolers, Mondays was homeschoolers. So now we're going to have on Wednesday at 10 a.m. all together now. So I'm going to be doing a family story time. And the Wednesday story time is one that I had started after Lorna left, or I had taken over. And it works out really well. We're going to do a lot of intergenerational activities. We're going to do stories, music, movement, arts, crafts. And my goal is to use the older children who come to the story time so that they don't feel like, oh, this is real babyish for me, to help out with the youngers. We're going to partner up, kind of be like a big brother, big little sister, or vice versa. So I'm looking forward to that. I love the theme all together now, because that seems to be a big theme at the library. We have families who come with a baby all the way through 12-year-olds, and they may be homeschooling. And so you have all of those ages in one room, and you're wanting to reach each one. So it's going to be challenging, but it's going to be fun. We are sticking with our books and babies, though. That's Miss Sherry's story time. That's on Thursdays at 10 a.m. It's for ages birth to 24 months. This is a lap sit program. I say lap sit very loosely because they are all over the room. But it's so much fun. And it's just introducing early literacy. She uses a lot of nursery rhymes, a lot of poems, music, movement, very short board books, and just a great way to set examples for the parents on how to read to their children, even to the little bitty ones. And it's a very popular program. And then I wanted to just bring it here because it's in February and we won't see each other again until March unless you come over to the library. We're going to have a special program called Dinosaurs in the Library. I had Struts Entertainment reach out to me back in November, and they are going to be in Middle Tennessee. They have 4 realistic, kind of short size, but realistic looking animatronic dinosaur puppets. And so they teach in a very educational, fun, and high energy way. So we're looking forward to that program. We're doing it on a Tuesday night so that we can possibly bring in more families. And that will be February the 4th at 5 p.m. So I will be sure we'll be getting that out on Facebook. We'll be getting it out to everyone. And before we go to the library board schedule for 2025, I would like for you to pull your schedule here. If you will see on the back, children's story times. Of course, our first one is going to be the 22nd. We are waiting until after Martin Luther King Day to do the first one. And that will be the 22nd and 29th of January, all together now for all ages. And then the 23rd and 30th would be our books and babies. And I love the blurb. Discover the joy of stories, songs, and community at our all-new, all-together now story time, perfect for all ages. This inclusive event brings everyone together to celebrate the magic of storytelling. And I know, Carissa, that clicks with you, being our librarian. And then you will see the different events that we have going on. Tonight, we have going on right now Lego Fun for ages 5 through 12 and Strings and Things for ages 18 and over. So as you can see, we do a lot of things for a lot of people. Okay, Glenn, would you like to go over the library board schedule for the rest of this year?
Sure. The 2025 library schedule as follows. Today is the 13th. The next meeting will be March 10th, then May 12th, July 14th, September 8th, and November 10th.
Okay, and I appreciate you all. And as I have said before, my goal is to get these agendas out to you early, and that includes you, Jerry, so that Jerry can do his job. Thank you for bearing with me tonight, and then I'll turn it back to Glenn.
All right, we're down to library board comments. I'm sorry, I don't know everyone's last name yet, so Ms. Clear.
Yes, sir. All right, so as always, Ms. Donna, the library does a fantastic job, but I also want to highlight how our city supports you. So we are very fortunate in Laverne to have our city government support the library and understand the importance of literacy and what that library does for our community, the doors that it opens. So just can't say enough great things about Laverne.
Thank you. And we want to let Carissa know that we are keeping her and the libraries in the schools in our prayers for some things that they are going through right now. And we appreciate you advocating for the children.
Thank you.
Alderman Haas.
This is my first meeting. I look forward to joining the library board and joining the events at the library. I had a blast at Santa.
Good.
And the reading, I don't think I can do the babies, but the older kids and stuff, I'm looking forward. And of course, being
Right.
retired gives me the flexibility to come out and do things. So I look forward.
We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Let-
I wanted to first of all say that I'm first of all, I'm very sad about what happened with the vandalism and the break-in and everything, but the resilience that the staff has shown is very impressive, and I just wanted to acknowledge that. I know, having experienced something like that personally, even at work, it can be jarring, right?
Yes.
And emotionally, so just wanted to acknowledge that. And then I also wanted to say, lately I've been mainly using, electronic books from the library, but I had to come in and renew my library card, so I better show my face, right? And I just wanted to say that it was delightful. I mean, all I did was go in there and renew my card, but,
Great.
just the smiling faces and friendly folks were wonderful. So thank you to the staff for that as well.
And thank you for telling us this, because sometimes we don't get to see how the interactions are, even though I know we have a fabulous staff. So that's always very meaningful. Thank you.
Sure.
I'll just say I'm just tickled to death to be back on the library board after sitting out the mandatory 4 years. And thank you all for electing me the chairman. I appreciate that. And just looking forward to a great year, and I know we'll have it.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything else?
You get the gavel.
Oh,
Yeah, will you call the meeting adjourned, please?
all right. I will call this meeting adjourned.
Thank you all.